Hey guys, this is Camfrey15, joined by my co-host, the Red Wolf, and we are back with another My Hero Academia episode review for you guys. And we have now started the back half of season 5. Yes, haters who still hate on season 5, stay mad because it's still continuing. You can suck it. Anyways, we are starting the Endeavor arc, and I guess a little bit of the mixture of the My Villain Academia arc. This episode was purely well, it was a good episode because it had the build up and now set up to what seems like we are getting a war arc very soon.
Suck it, guys.
But yes, Deku, Bakugou, and Shota all start their, I guess, training with Endeavor. And Hawks, being the ever sneaky, I guess, hero, is informing other heroes about the oncoming looming threat that is coming in 4 months in the My Hero Academia timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's get to it. Now, last week we had, I guess, Christmas in June, and kind of a little bit of the ending of the, I guess you could say, the first half of Season 5. And here we get a new opening here. I'll say this much. It's much better than Season 5, Opening 1.
Even though I heard this guy start humming to it every now and then.
Yes, I know. Now, I don't know about the ending. The ending, I still like the ending, but I still prefer that first ending in this season. I'm gonna miss that. God damn it! Why can't I keep that one? I understand.
This life isn't fair.
Yes, we got to get into the more darker aspects of My Hero Academia. Now, anyways, we started the episode off a few weeks ago in Kyushu, same city Hawks resides in, and we see him talking on the phone. And of course, we see him talking to Dabi. And essentially, Dabi is essentially telling him, like, listen, we still don't trust you. We don't know if you're like rat us out or something like that, or other stuff. So you need to do something other than bringing me the #1 hero to prove your loyalty. And what do you think proving the loyalty means, or what do we think that Hawks did to prove his loyalty to the League of Villains?
Take it as one, man.
You sure?
Yes.
Well, okay. The thing is, after that, Hawks calls the safety commission. Here, the Hero Safety Commission tells him, like, yeah, they're starting to get on to us. But listen, we're gonna have to do this stuff in like code because they can't know what we're doing. So I get the loyalty reward that my friend didn't want to take control of, which was pretty simple of. But he drops by Best Jeanus's house, and we find out Best Jeanus is recovering well enough. The only problem is Best Jeanus only has 1 lung now, and there's nothing Recovery Girl can do to help him. But the thing is, we see Hawks get his wings ready, and he has one of his wings held up, and we're led to believe, because last week we saw that apparently Best Jeanus has gone missing. This is weeks ago. It seems like Hawks must have killed Best Jeanus to prove his loyalty to the League of Villains to get into their circle.
Now I don't know how to feel about Hawks. I mean, before I was like, okay, he's working a stable agent, and now this.
Well, I guess in order to get into the League of Villains to prove your worth, so they can trust you, you have to do what you gotta do. Although, it's definitely not good. And we do see Hawks carrying a bag. We don't know if Best Jeanus is in that bag, but I'm guessing he probably is, the corpse. So,
I'm guessing they would go that far.
yeah. So now let's make this another thing. All Might is not the #1 hero no more. And now the #3 hero, Best Jeanist, is dead. Well, that's just great. Anyways, okay. Are you crossing your fingers that Best Genius somehow is alive, or do you think he's just dead?
I'm not betting. I'm not betting on it. If the next arc is what you say it is, then I'm highly doubting.
Well, okay. Now, when Hawks drops by this mansion, we see this other pro hero that looks to be working with the villains. Okay. So now there's other pro heroes that are corrupt pro heroes now. We've already seen how many stories about corrupt police officers. Now we got corrupt heroes. You know, Stain's ideology about what a real hero about is starting to come true.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna really see who's real heroes or not. And it seems like this guy named Sliding Go is not a hero. He's a villain and but playing a hero in disguise. Sadly. Now the reason why the villains are doing everything and the reason why Hawks also has to kind of keep a low profile with messages and stuff like that is this. The villains are trying to get access to the hero network, which essentially controls everything in the hero space, I guess in Japan. I don't know about any other countries, but in Japan, there's a hero network which keeps up with all the calls, all the messages, everything the heroes do to keep in contact with one another. And so the villains can know, like, okay, we can game plan what the heroes are doing and counteract what they're doing so they'll never know. And now that, we have complete, working around this, guess what? They're screwed and we're going to win. So that's why Hawk says, I need to start talking in code, because when they achieve this and they get the hero network, we can't be able to contact or talk to each other like we're normal. We have to go by code. So, yeah. You care to tell the audience about the nice moment with Deku and his mom?
They talk about like Eri and the letter she sent Deku and stuff, and Deku's mom was all bawling her eyes out the way.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very emotional. We still remember all that very first episode from when the mom's like, I'm sorry, Yuzuku. Again, the mom's so supportive of him.
And they both started bawling their eyes out.
Yes, they both, because she's so happy that her son has come so far, and he's like, oh. Obviously, you're probably gonna get crybaby Deku jokes again. Anyways, so what happens after that scene that we see our three favorite characters meet up with who?
Oh, they met up with Endeavor.
Yes. And I just like the fact that Endeavor's like, hey everyone! I'm so glad Shoto recommended to come see. And then he's like, I only wanted Shoto, not these losers. Endeavor is such a good dad. Well, I actually should retract that statement.
Don't say that. They're gonna die.
Endeavor is a funny guy.
Ish.
Yes. Pretend like I almost never said he was a good dad, because let's be honest, he isn't the best dad at all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no. Essentially, you just have it to where you see Endeavor looking at Deku. He remembers Deku from the sports festival when Deku kind of showed him up and told him, like, Shoto's power isn't your power, and you can't control him to make him do what you want, and stuff like that. So obviously, I guess you could say Endeavor is definitely intrigued by this, but it's gonna be very interesting to see what it goes. We do get a flashback to see what All Might was talking to Deku and Bakugou, saying like, hey, it's great that you guys want to go under Endeavor. He tells Bakugou, you can learn a lot under Endeavor. He's kind of similar. You guys are kind of similar to each other, which honestly is probably true with their attitudes. And Deku also is still working on his Black Whip. Essentially, that's what All Might says. Just keep working on your Black Whip and you'll be able to master it sooner rather than later, and stuff like that. So, what happens in the city while they're just kind of walking around, my friend?
Some weird guy with a quirk that can like suck up glass comes up. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I'm guessing they didn't. The narrator to come up and be like, "This guy, Glass." I don't even think we got this guy's villain name or whatever. But go on.
Yeah, he suddenly started chanting stuff about like darkness is coming and all that stuff. And
which, sorry to interrupt you. Which again, another hint that an apparent dark thing is coming soon rather than later. It's like guys.
So this guy appears in the manga.
Yes, this is manga stuff. They want to be showing this. This would have been filler then.
Then how would you not know his name? Wouldn't you have said it in the manga?
One, I haven't read this part of the manga. I haven't read this arc of the manga in quite a while. And then two, he was kind of a minor character. He was kind of like this villain was a villain that was essentially foreshadowing, or is going to foreshadow events of the future.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't expect me to know this guy's name. If you do know this guy's name, if you did read the manga, please put in the comment section. But go ahead.
Yeah, and he started like causing chaos, sucking up like glass, windows and stuff, and then Endeavor comes in with a burning entrance and starts chasing him down. And some of his partners like thought they had him, but he just burned through and captured them all with Hawk's help.
Yes, it looked like Deku, Bakugou, and Shoto were gonna get them, but Hawks was like, "Well then, I guess I'm too fast for you guys. I'm sorry." And obviously Bakugou was like, "Look, what the hell did you do that for?" Another thing Deku also took a big mention of the fact is how Endeavor reacted just right then and there. He didn't even wait for an impact to happen. He just went straight there. And I'm guessing Endeavor wore his hero costume under his clothes he was wearing.
How prepared.
Now, don't ask me how he was wearing those big metal things under his jacket, but very much prepared. But okay. Unless he's got one of them, I guess, nanotechnology things where your costume wraps around you or something like that, like they did it with Iron Man in Infinity War. I don't know. But yeah, and essentially Deku, Bakugou, and Shoto are trying to keep up with him, and Shoto's like, he just told us to stay back, but Deku's like, he's like, yeah, but I'd rather get close up and personal with this and just follow him, which essentially shows that, hey, they're gonna follow behind Endeavor, because that's what the opening also showed, that you have the fire of Endeavor and then these three characters following him behind him. So yeah, now after the villain is captured, the villain says he was following this guy named Star Servant's orders. And he was referring to Endeavor. He says Endeavor, he doesn't say Endeavor, but he's like, that guy is the source of the darkness, and the light brings his darkness and his demise. We already know Endeavor's past. And the problem with Endeavor's past is it hasn't been revealed to the public. And let's just say, if that get revealed to the public, you know how cancel culture is a thing? I think we can all say maybe Endeavor might be canceled.
What? So there's more to his backstory than we know.
Well, I'll say as a manga person, yes, there's more to his backstory than you anime onlys know. But I'm just saying, what are your thoughts on if his past gets out to the public?
Well, now people will be even more insecure about heroes now.
Secure.
I mean, now people won't trust heroes as much also. And that's what I'm saying.
Pretty much, essentially. And I like how he says, like, that guy has a light. Like, we know Endeavor's trying to, I guess, redeem himself. And we know he's trying to get on the light side of things, but we know he has that darkness from his past within him that is going to be there every day of his life. And if this gets out, he could be in big trouble. Technically, he could get arrested for what he did. So,
I'm scared now.
yes, scary territory when it comes to Endeavor, and stuff like that. So, yeah. Now this is when we see Deku meet Hawks for the first time. They talk a little bit about Tokoyami. We find out that Tokoyami, he's doing the Hawks internship stuff again for his work study, but he's kind of working with Hawks' sidekick because Hawks is doing the shady dealings with the villains and stuff like that. Now, Hawks brings up a book titled The Meta Liberation War. Yeah, that doesn't tell me we're getting a war arc pretty soon, huh, guys? They just said Meta Liberation War.
So that's the full name of the war thing? The Meta Liberation War?
And they don't call the war arc that. It's kind of just called war arc. I don't know what you would call it. For obviously spoiler reasons, I'm gonna keep it to myself on what I would officially call it. But I would probably call it that. I'm guessing the hero versus villains war. I don't know. So yeah. Now Hawks is like, yeah, this book, it's pretty interesting read. You should really check it out. It's funny because he's like, oh, here you go, Deku, Bakugou, and Shoto. You'll like this. I've been recommending this book to so many heroes and stuff like that. You'll like it. Now he gives the copy of it to Endeavor, and he's like, oh yeah, Endeavor, make sure you read, if you don't have time to read it, just do me a favor and read the highlighted parts, please and thank you. Especially that second part. Please read the second part of the highlighted portion. And then Endeavor, he's like, why is Hawks acting so strange like this? He wasn't acting like this when I last met him. And he's like, what the hell's going on here? And essentially, we find out that the leader, Destro, wanted a society by personal responsibilities. And again, like I said, Endeavor is like, he's trying to tell me something, but he can't tell me, which is interesting, which we all know that essentially kind of Hawks on comms with the League of Villains. So he can't say, oh, guess what? The villains are going to attack us. Because then they'll be like, you traitor. So he's essentially trying to give him a heads up, and I guess you could say this is his way of giving a code out and stuff like that. Now, when Hawks leaves, he's like, listen, I've been giving out this book to many other heroes and stuff like that. So, yeah, again, make sure you read the highlighted parts and the second part, which he emphasizes again and again and again to Endeavor. He also tells Endeavor too, oh yeah, your 3 work study students, make sure you have them prepared. If that doesn't mean Bakugou, Shoto, and Deku are all going to be involved in this big apparent battle in this war, which, let's be honest, we all know that's going to happen because they're like the 3 main characters of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Which again, he's like, make sure you have them prepared, ready to go, because we're going to need their help. So we end up going to Endeavor's agency after that scene, and we get introduced to maybe a new girl character that maybe some people might simp for. I know she wasn't the hugest simp person people simp for, but we get introduced to one of Endeavor's sidekicks, Burnin. Yes, that's her name, Burnin.
Oh, she's burning on, right?
And unlike her having blue fire like Dobby or red fire like Endeavor and Todoroki, she has
green.
Yes, and it seems like she's a very energetic, up-in-your-face personality, because she gets up in Bakugou's face, she's like, you think you can do it? You think you can hang with us? Well, you're wrong.
I see. So we just gotta beat the pros at what they do best, huh?
Yes. So I feel like she's definitely rubbing off on Bakugou a lot, and I feel like Bakugou's like, I'm gonna school these motherfuckers. We find out Endeavor's agency on a daily basis, every day, gets at least 100 requests a day. Yeah, that's the life of, I guess, the #1 pro hero, because they turn to you the most. Man, talk about a lot of jobs to go out and do. So obviously it seems like Deku, Bakugou, and Shoto are going to be helping. Now we end the episode off with Endeavor doing what Hawks told him to do, and that's reading the Meta Liberation War book. And he's just looking at this at the same time like, why is Hawks acting so different? Why was he talking like this? And then as he's reading over time, he eventually looked through the highlighted parts, and then that's when he finds the code after revealing it, because he's like, ugh! And then that's when the code says this: the enemy is the Liberation Army. They number over 100,000 men. And in 4 months, they're going to come to action. And that's where the episode ends off. So, over 100,000 villains are going to be making a full-out attack on the public in 4 months of the My Hero Academia timeline. So essentially, right now in the timeline, it's the month of January because the new year started actually in this episode. So in April of the My Hero Academia time, that's when this war is going to happen. And that's going to be sooner rather than later. That's legit 4 months away. Now Endeavor knows, he's like, I have to train these 3 students up because they're gonna have to fight. My goodness. And like I think we all predicted that the villains would come out and feel more secure now with doing attacks now, because guess what? The symbol of peace is gone. All Might's no more. And when you saw this scene, what were like, did you get a shiver down your spine?
Yes, I got a shiver down my spine, a little more than you think.
And I'm guessing we're only led to believe that Shigaraki's leading the helm, right?
I mean, he's been leading this whole time, so yeah. And he's become better and better at it lately.
Yes. Now remember, we don't see how Shigaraki got this crazy amount of numbers of allies to him for his cause yet. We're gonna get that soon, and that understand how does he accumulate this many people, and stuff like that. But it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. So it seems like our boys Deku, Bakugou, and Todoroki are gonna have to train very hard, and Endeavor's gonna have to be a great teacher to make them prepared for this. Otherwise, we could be talking about the end of Japan as we know it. So, you think in this big war, you think they're gonna utilize the students?
Maybe. That's a maybe.
We'll see. We'll see when the time comes, but definitely foreshadowing a huge war incoming sooner rather than later. It's probably more than likely definitely happening. It's definitely gonna happen. Probably next season, season 6. And I have a feeling how this season's going to end. And it may be such a huge cock tease, but I think how season 5 is going to end is we're gonna get to the part before the war arc starts, and that's when it's gonna be like, our deck is gonna be like, from this point on, that's when things change for maybe the worse. I have a feeling they're gonna do it where the war arc is about to start, and that's gonna be like, come back for season 6. and I'm gonna be pissed because I know what happens in the war arc, and I can't wait. And I'm gonna be like, these motherfuckers did it again. Mind you, I'm just gonna say this: the anime isn't close, but it's close to where the manga's at. I will just say the manga's not in the war arc anymore. We're kind of getting the aftermath of that, and I guess getting into this apparent final arc of the, I guess, series, because one of the chapters said this is the final act when they started this final arc, so I don't know if that's it. So one, I'm just telling you, anime onlys, My Hero Academia is also going to be ending sooner rather than later too, which I'm crying. But like they all say, all good things must come to an end eventually. But yeah, very much interested to see where this goes. I know where this is going, but I'm guessing for you, I bet you're very intrigued to see where the story is going to be headed.
Yes, because you already know.
But other than that, yeah, we're gonna go over. So if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode, the foreshadowing, as well as how scared are you of the villains with these essentially army-like troops coming to battle against the heroes?
The question is how? How is that possible?
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
I didn't know he would have that many allies.
I know. See, and that's the crazy thing, because we know the League of Villains, it was a little tight-knit group. I'm like, oh, they're gonna go up against the UA students. You find out, wait, this man's got 100,000?
How?
So times in My Hero Academia are definitely getting scarier. And I told you before last week, you were here in the video. I said, My Hero Academia is changing, and it's gonna get darker. Here you go. You want your happiness moments? You want your happiness moments like last week? You're not getting that anytime soon anymore, because it's gonna be darker, 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 darker.
I like how he laughed at us, guys. I like how he just laughed at us.
Yes. So you know, if you watch ReZero, how dark ReZero can get, it's not gonna get as dark as that, but it does get pretty dark. I'll say that. Yeah. Other than that, we're gonna get over. Hit that subscribe button if you want to get more My Hero Academia content. Until then, guys, not only hit the subscribe button for me, but the subscribe button for my friend's channel as well.
Trying to grow as a content creator. I'm kind of slacking on it, but I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. In fact, I plan on recording tonight. Okay. Even though I'm sure nobody's gonna be watching because my own friend isn't watching. Anyways.
Anyways, guys.
Yes, he got exposed. What of it?
Anyways, guys, we'll catch you guys on the next. Well, you won't be here next week because 4th of July.
Anguish.
So for me, I'll be on next Saturday for My Hero Academia episode 15. Other than that, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day or night when you check out this video. Until then, guys, we'll catch you guys later. Peace.